All right, due to the statutes of limitations of behind whoopings and cuttings, and I'm 45, I can officially tell the story out loud where it's being recorded. I don't mind. And this is definitely sparking some story ideas as I'm telling it. So stay tuned for a novel near you. But before I get into this, the reason why I made this post, what took me down, not necessarily a rabbit hole, but I have noticed, I guess within the last 5 years or so, these elaborate homecoming pictures. And it's usually like a party dress, but it's a formal party dress. And I'm just like, we never had a homecoming dance in high school. We definitely do it in middle school, but definitely high school. And now that I think about it, the more I thought about it, we really didn't have dances, period. In high school, you had the ROTC military ball and you had prom. Ridgeview, something high, comment and tell me if something differently happened, but I really don't remember us having dances. We actually had more dances at Alice Drive. And matter of fact, my 8th grade year, I got banned. My daddy banned me from dances because booty dancing. I say booty dancing, but let's be honest, y'all. People been doing slow grinding, swivel of the hips for centuries, okay? But that's when, your Luke songs, your 69 Boys, Butterfly, all that was popular. So I remember I wasn't dancing with someone, but I was bucking. Let's put it that way. And my dad walked in, and I kept bucking like nothing was wrong. I had a crazy audacity, foolery boldness about me when I was in 8th grade. That is definitely a novel to be written. But nevertheless, he walks in, and I'm just like, So he, of course, like, come on. So he was like, why are you dancing like that? That's the way we dance, Daddy. He was like, well, you won't be going to any more dances. I'm just like, Daddy. So I think the last dance I ended up going to was the 8th grade formal. And they only let me do that because it was the last dance of my middle school. So then this story that I'm about to tell y'all. So one year, and it had to be my senior year. And the reason why I remember it was my senior year because I was driving. And I remember my aunt was in town and I was able to drive her car. My mom wouldn't let me drive her car for whatever reason. My aunt was very, yeah, you can drive the Buick. It was like a LaSalle. It was a Buick LaSalle or something like that. But the district did this combined dance where every school in the district, Northeast, Blythewood wasn't around then, but it was Northeast, Ridgeview, and Spring Valley, and it was in Spring Valley Gym in 1998. So at the time, Club 112, for those of you who are from Columbia, was on and popping. And Club 112 was really a wannabe teen club, but it was really meant for adults and really should have been shut down. And I think eventually it was shut down. So backstory, when 112 first opened and people kept bragging about, I went to 112, I went to 112. And I'm just like, I want to go. Ironically, my mom let me go to another teen club, but I honestly went with, I remember it was basketball team members, and they came and vouched for the club. It was off of St. Andrews Road, right as you're going over the overpass, over 26. I don't remember the name of it. And I remember just the amount of smoking that was done there. Not weed, it was like black and out. I'm like, we're all athletes, what are y'all doing? It was a fun time, but I did not go back because I just couldn't get over the smoke. So 112 was on our side of town. For those of you not familiar, there used to be a Holiday Inn. That back road, when you're coming off of Two Notch, there was a Holiday Inn. If you keep going past the Holiday Inn, in front of it, there was this back road, and it's still shopping, like a shopping office park back there, and Club 112 was back there. And I remember I advocated for myself to go. My mom said, I'll think about it. And how much I do was name drop. And I instantly name dropped someone who her mom and my mom were teaching together at DIT, thinking that would work. My mom said, I'll think about it. They're on their way to go get pizza from Pizza Hut, which is still off of Two Notch. I'm thinking, okay, you are going to get pizza. And then come to find out my mom and dad went down to 112 and interviewed the club owner. And the club owner told my mom and dad, hey, you can come up in here. And my dad's like, I'm not letting my daughter go someplace where a 45-year-old man could be. No, you're not going. So that same night or the next day or whatever, we played Richland Northeast, and it was infamous that after any basketball game, after football games, kids will hang out in the McDonald's parking lot. That McDonald's is still down the street from Richland Northeast. And we were hanging out in the parking lot. So I was partially telling the truth. But then we got antsy, and it's about 2 or 3 of us are like, let's go to Club 112. Yeah, let's go to Club 112. Thinking I would be home in time to vouch. And now technically I feel like I wasn't lying. I did go to the parking lot and hang out. And then we went to Club 112. I just left that part out. And I didn't really leave that out. My mom kept telling me, I know you went to that club. And I was like, I remember one young lady who was at our school and she was stripping for the club. That was not a place where teenagers needed to be at all. So let's go back to this district dance I told you about. So again, it was all 3 of the high schools at the time because only 3 high schools. Blythewood wasn't in existence yet. It was at Spring Valley's gym. And when we get to the gym, me and some homeboys, I was like, I got the car. We ain't got to stay here. Let's go to Club 112. Bet. Let's ride out. So we ride out, had a ball, had a blast. But we knew we had to leave at a certain time because the plan was to look like you was at Spring Valley when you really was at Club 112. Granted, when I think about it, if I was 17, yeah, we're not going to get into all that. But the point I'm trying to make is, y'all, I end up leaving. It was 4 of us in the car. I end up leaving 2 of them because you want to have a good old time. And it was time to go. You acting like you don't hear nobody. All right, bet. My other homeboy, who I had a huge crush on him. He said, let's go. So we got him back to Spring Valley, dropped him off. And then I went home like I was at Spring Valley the whole time. When I say, and that's the beauty of writing, a lot of my stories stem from real life events, and I just exaggerate. That's the word. But y'all, I didn't even think about that as a story idea, but that, yeah.